Howdy neighbor, and welcome back to the Florida Cottage Garden. And this month we need to do some work on the flowers here because we have transitioned out of our cold seasons into our warm seasons, and we're really quickly heading towards our hot seasons. And our flowers, well, they're not liking it. In addition to all the heat we're feeling, the sun intensity has gotten so much higher, and we're deep into drought season, so there are no refreshing rains to cool everybody off. So if you're looking for some ideas and some inspiration to get some warm weather flowers in that are going to still bring a lot of color to some challenging temperatures, this is going to be the video for you. Oh, my poor flower garden. Some of it's looking so good and some of it is looking so sad. But really, this is just showing the transition as we move from cooler flowers to warm flowers. Everything in this section here, if you look, everything from our African slash bush slash Cape daisies sitting here, our salvias, our dahlias, our garas, they are all so happy in this weather. Our desert rose, our pentas, all this, everything this way is all warm to hot weather flowers. But right there, that's where we got really into our cool weather flowers that we've had all winter. But winter is long gone and these guys cannot take it. I thought I had a few more weeks, but this last week they said, nope, we're not doing it. We're done. They just totally died on me. You can also see my nemesis weeds are trying to pop back up and through as the heat is here, but I have a little bit of an advantage right now as I reset this area because we are deep in drought season, and with water restrictions and a lack of rainfall, a lot of these plants that I don't want will be easier to pull, but the ones I do want, well, we gotta just say goodbye. Their season is over. But some of them, look at these. Oh, the starry Rawson weeds, they're looking so good. And the tropical stages and the little blue sage and our future beauty, southeast sunflower. What we need to do right now is kind of put together a game plan before we head to the nursery to go pick out some plants to replace my sad cool weather flowers, but also get some bright, vibrant, warm weather flowers into this bed. To take some inventory of who needs to come out. Now, some of these I'm not going to do in today's project, like these begonias. We're doing so well, but they're coming quickly to the end. But what I want to replace them with is some native flowers, but I'm not going to be heading down the native nursery today, so we're going to hold off on this section. So I'm basically going to focus from here onward. So we're going to be looking at replacing even this blue daze. This blue daze is a perennial plant, but it's honestly probably too big at this point for this pot, and I could swap it out for something else. And then we have things like this alyssum. This is definitely going to end up fading out. The delphiniums. The pink polka dots actually could be doing well, but they've just overgrown. And with where I'm thinking of going with this area, I'm probably just going to pull them out. This right here will be staying. This is our native starry Rawson weed. I love this plant. You can see them right here. These ones are only, let me think, 6 months old versus this one, which is huge. This one's a couple years old. It survived all the hurricanes. And I have another one over there that's a couple years old. They're just huge, and they're getting ready to get into their big blooms, which you can see right here. We're in the high heat of the day, so they get a little droopy with their flowers. But this guy in a couple of weeks, flowers, it's gonna look great. So we'll leave this. We're gonna take all the rest of this out. I love these. They could actually go through the heat and the warmth, which this is the Dusty Millers, but honestly it's giving a beautifully frosty look, and it really just doesn't fit the vibe of me like sweating in this intense sun. So I'm gonna probably take the Dusty Millers out. Yeah. But if you did want to keep like a frosty looking look, you could keep the Dusty Millers around for a while. And then this area, you remember we put some dahlias in and I wasn't sure which one's which. So we now know that these two are the pink ones, and it looks like the yellow one, not as happy in the area. But this is actually kind of okay that we have this gap, because with the severe drought that we're going through, yes, we go through drought every single year, but the drought is much worse than usual. My potted dahlias are just needing too much extra watering. So I'm going to take these two pink ones and the yellow one, and we're going to sneak them in. I'm also going to take these guys out and try to move them around. Now, a few of those natives, they should be able to handle the drought, but the pots are restricting how deep their roots are going to go. So I'd rather go and just relocate them. Some we'll use today, some I'll use in an upcoming project. But I think I've got a decent idea of how much space I have. Now we got to go to the store and just see what they have. We're here. We need to take a walk around and see what they have, because I have some ideas, but who knows what the inventory is going to look like, which plants are looking healthy. And I mean, I wasn't really planning on doing this project yet, but here we are. Ooh. These are those same pink pentas I have near the desert rose that are looking so good. It might make sense to put some kind of near those Rawson weeds slash that big pot on the other end to kind of create some balance. One day, my African daisies, they're gonna look like that. They're gonna be bigger. I don't know that we need them on the other end because we have the Rawson weeds kind of pulling in the yellows. So the bees like them. Look at all that color. Daisies looking good. Pink pen, look, are they trying to say I should do this? What's happening? Gara. Well, we already have some of those in around the pot. What are these? I haven't seen these before. Trailing vincas. Could be something we use to replace those blue daisies. Angelonia. Have some purples in the back that looks so good. And my pink ones are coming back. I really like that color. That's fun. The pink dianthus with the blue sage. Pretty. Dahlias. Ooh, these ones are pinker than the ones I have. That's pretty. I'm not gonna buy any more dahlias. I've got ones I need to just relocate. Ooh, the pachoas. I love this one. We're really at the tail end of the season where these are gonna do much, so I don't know that I wanna do anything with them, but they're really pretty. Ooh, melopodiums. I wanna add these in. I think I might get some today. Oh, I tried these last year. I don't remember them doing very well. Maybe they want something that I wasn't giving them, but they're cool looking. Speedwells. Yeah, they want to tell me how they're zone 4, but my dears, we're down here in zone 10. More foxgloves. I already have foxgloves. We're heading out of foxglove season here. Vincas? No. Marigolds? No. Other sages? No. Oh my goodness, I see something that was like one of my favorites last season. The mini vincas. I love these mini vincas. They lasted 9 months, 8 months. They lasted a really long time. These would be worth it to add back in. Ooh, and we have some sun patient trays. They don't look happy. Vinca, sun patient, Vinca, sun patient. So many choices. This gives me Easter vibes. We're past Easter. Too pale. I feel like I want vibrant right now, especially as we head into the summer. Oh, I love this version of the Florida friendly Coreopsis. It does really well. Wow, look at all that purple Angelonia. That's pretty. Oh, they do have some. No, not lantana. We're not buying any of this invasive stuff, but these, the vervain, the verbena. Oh, this would be a cool texture plant to add in. Okay, noted. Lots of trays here. Anything that I want? Nope. Pink Angelonias. Pretty, pretty, pretty. Oh, look at these sunflower pots. That's fun. Oh my gosh, this looks so much like our endangered ageratum. This is really pretty. But if I'm gonna buy some, I'm gonna go buy the native one because it looks similar, but it's fuzzy on the stem, so that can't be it. Daisies, uh-oh, invasive. Moving on. This is a really interesting plant. Diamond frost. I've never seen it before. It's very whimsical, very cottage garden. Look at the color on those sun patients. Pretty, 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 pretty. I haven't seen any of the gaillardias. I was hoping to have some of those as a ground cover. They'll do well in the hotter months. Lots of sun patients, but I don't think they're gonna do well through the summer for me. Lots of penta options. Is this, no, not lobelia. This is the one from Australia. What's it called? Scavola. It's cute. It's really interesting. I still kind of want to try it again. It did not work this last year. Oh, gaillardia. Okay. This is the combo I have actually in my backyard, but I don't want to create that combo. I want to do something else. But I do want some gaillardias, and I do like this peach mesa. Is this the peach mesa or some version? Yes, peach mesa. So I think we could do something with that. Okay. Game plan is coming together in my head. But I'm doing some quick rounds just to see what else they got. No, thank you. No, thank you. Ooh, this is another type of Angelonia. Very small pots. blue Angelonia. Oh, yeah, I guess it's like a paler blue than the other ones. You'd think it'd be cheaper because it's smaller, but I guess not. Let's see. Nope. Not for me, not for me. Huh. Lots of vincas, lots of sun patience. Lots of sun patience. Look at those. Oh, those pinks. That's a much more vibrant pink. Like that purple with that white. Something. I think something's gonna happen here. Oh no, no hydrangeas for our yards. They're very pretty though. Let's see, we got more vincas, impatience, which will want it shadier. Yeah, I think, okay, the beginning of a game plan is coming together in my head. I need to go get a cart so we can start grabbing plants and putting some stuff together, see how it looks. Okay, so I really want to try melopodiums, or I think these are called, what, Blackfoot daisies? And I'm trying to see, I really wanted to do Angelonia. And last time I was here, the pink looked really good, but these pinks look a lot paler, which nothing wrong with that, but I just don't know that it's doing what I think it should be doing. And here's with it purple, but then that just feels like too much contrast. But I know the purples have typically done better. So I'd hate to put a pink one in and then not do as well. And these make me feel like they're not gonna do as well as the purples, who I know will do better. This is what I do. I just literally walk around with plants sometimes. If I know kind of their general growing preferences, and just like, okay, let's put them near each other. Who likes who? Now, last time we had also looked at this melopodium with the salvias. And I think that's not as like harsh. Like this is too vibrant. That's not what I'm going for. So looking at these Angelonias and looking to see how many plants they shoved in a pot, because they're overcrowded. Because if you look, they're gonna tell you how far apart. 10 to 12 inches wide, but you're not gonna put them, I mean, like they're basically what, 2 inches apart right there? Is it the same with the purples? I know with the salvias, they tend to do 3. 1, 2. So we could split that in half and get multiple. Do we try the pink again? Let's put a pink. We're gonna need more than this, but let's just get the color combo right. This is literally me just dragging plants around. Okay, so let's look at this guy with these two. I like that. So I think we're doing something like that. Okay, I kind of want to try this one though. I want to put it over by I'm not getting down to the native nursery for like a couple weeks. So I might just get them in the interim and put them over by the dahlias, because there's like a space. Maybe I can show you on here, but like we have like a couple dahlias. We're gonna put a couple more of the dahlias in that are in the pots. And then I know this pairs well because I did a pot with them last time. So maybe we do this for a minute. And 3, we're gonna try this ageratum out, just see how it does. And then I can do a comparison when I get the native one to see how they're different. I can tell they're different, but I could not. It's one of those things, like I'm so used to seeing it, I can tell you it's not the same. But if you ask me to articulate that, I cannot articulate at the moment. I think the leaf shape's different. I think the stem color is different, because I think they haven't maintained greenery. So it'll be good to get a native one, just see how they do this. And my goal is to not be flipping these beds every season. That was my goal more last year, but this year I'm trying to move more to like having perennial plants. Like some of these flowers are gonna be like, this is it. You're here, we're done. And then I might need to replace you in 3 to 5 years. And then once it's set, it's more settled up front, then I can focus more on the back, which is what I get to see most of the time, not the front yard. So that's the goal. So this is why I keep testing, because I want to see what works well in my garden. Okay, so we have this combo, and then I think this is going over by the dahlias. I'll show you what this looks like with some of the dahlias. I don't think that goes together, but I'm not going to put these. These are going to go kind of like to the right of the Rostenweed, and these would go to the left of the Rostenweed in those beds. But we need more of these, but I don't know if I need one more flower to add in. So before I left the house, I did a quick kind of just a rough measurement on the space that we're going to fill in. So we're doing a 6x4 space for just kind of like the block between the pot and where that big Rawson weed is. And then we have kind of like we need like 3 ground covers to go kind of circle that pot. So that's kind of the rough measurements I'm using. So when I go to pick out plants and I look at their sizing and their spacing, then I can back into how many I need of each. Okay, what about that vervain? Does it go with anything? Or do we do this in place of these ageratums? Oh, these are heavy. Let's see. Not buying, we're just looking. I don't know. What I'm thinking is putting some pink pentas kind of back behind that pot where I want to take out the blue days, and because the pink pentas will really like the area. Nice full sun, gets the right level of moisture that they need, and they're going to be there for years. So I think the pink will contrast with the aqua pot. So maybe they go over by that. I don't know. Oh, and just to show you, here's what the ageratum looks like with a dahlia. I think the yellows or the pinks actually probably would look good too. Look at this. Look at that color combo. That's pretty, right? And here's the yellow. I don't know, there's something about their color palette that I think work well together. I'm looking at the melopodium. They actually are 2 or 3 plants also. Huh. I think I'm gonna go put those ageratums back. I think I really just like these 3 together. I need to go get more of this. And I think then we might have enough because they're overstuffing some of the plants, but I do want something for that one pot. Okay, I'm grabbing the pentas, but I'm also noticing even with these, it looks like there's 3 plants in one pot. Huh. So I could actually divide a lot of this stuff up and spread it a lot more around. So I think once I grab the gaillardias, 2 more, I think between all that, I have enough to fill in all the space because I'm gonna divide a lot of these. That was my mistake last season when I put them in like giant whiskey barrels and I just straight dropped them in. So a lot of those plants I did pull back out, and ones could be transplanted. I moved them up into the front garden or I moved them to other locations. And at that point I did divide them. So, oh, let me see over here. And this is what it's looking like. Oh, I like this. I like this pink with these yellows, and I think with what else in the area, that's gonna look good. I totally put the ageratum back. And then we got the pink pentas they're hiding down here. But then those will go in another area. I feel like one more thing for that pot and then we're out of here. You know, I'm thinking of these angelonias. They're a blue type, but also if you look at them compared to the other type of angelonia, it's a much smaller flower. Those could go in the pops. These also could just kind of pop in for just a little bit of contrast. And I feel like because they're not as dark and rich of a purple, they might actually be really cute to pop in here and there. They're also not overplanted. But I mean, if you look at them like, boom. Yeah, I think that looks really cute. I want to just grab a couple of these too. Okay, this plant, I don't know what it is. It's a euphorbia, but what I do see is it's got pollinators on it, and it's an annual except for zones 10 and 11, which, hello, I live there. Regularly, fertilized regularly, full to part sun, drought tolerant. That might be good for a pot. I mean, just look at that with all the other things we've done. That feels like that should be mixed in. I keep looking and looking, but I feel like I got so much that I probably have plenty to figure something out once I get home between all the things that are there that I might relocate or remove and the things in this cart. So let's check out and head home to clear out those beds and then put these in. We've made it back to the house, and now it's time for us to get out the old and put in the new. just a small pile. So as I've been pulling and cutting, really the goal is to have as many of the roots left in place as possible where it makes sense. Some of the plants though, the plant died, the roots died. They were basically falling out of the ground, so those got yanked. But if I can leave the roots in ground, that allows us to maintain a healthier soil for the long run for flowers. You know, 'cause healthy soil is relative in the world of plants. Some like it really enriched, some like it sandy, but these ones are all gonna like it really enriched, so hence I'll leave as much in place as possible. So now let's figure out what of all the plants I grabbed goes where. This one's actually I grabbed like 2 weeks ago and I need to plant too, but we won't worry about that one right now. So we got the pentas, which I think, you know, we have a lot of pink here, and I'd like to bring in some pink there. I did remove those wax begonias, so I'm thinking these ones are actually looking a lot better. These little happy little pinks, but I'm thinking they're gonna come back here somewhere. Now I do need to be careful. I don't know if you guys can see that right there. That is a stump of a plumeria that used to be here. So there is no amount of digging that's gonna get that. But it would be good to put in more of a perennial in this section so that we're not constantly digging where this old tree was. And I really do think that over time, you know, these Rawson weeds are gonna bloom almost all year round for me, except for maybe a few months in the winter. And then the pentas will bloom a lot of the year too. So I'll have this yellows and pinks. And then in between there, that's a giant ironweed. That one blooms mostly in the summer, but it's a great nectar plant for butterflies. Did you see the lizard jump over into that one? So technically, even though I bought 2 plants, there's actually, when we look inside the pots, there's about 6 pentas that I can place all in this area to fill in. My pink dahlias that are gonna backfill into this space. And we'll throw the yellow one in and see if I can get a fit, but at least now they're in the area, so I know they're gonna use up this space. Okay, now we have like all these gorgeous flowers. And I'm really torn on what's gonna go in that pot, but I'm gonna hold off on that one till the very end to figure out what goes where. When it comes to the plantings, I have 6 of these pink angelonias, so 3 pots, 6 plants in there. The gaillardias, there's actually only, it looks like 1 plant per pot, so we really only have 3, but they're gonna get pretty nice size. The melopodiums, similar, we have 3 pots, but I think there's about 6 plants between all of them. The little blues, which I know I wanna put near that, that's just looking so cute. Those have to go near each other. I only have 3 of those little guys. And then we have 3 of those guys, and I think they're single plantings. This it's not frost flower, but it's a euphorbium. It's the main planting is gonna go right in here. And then, I don't know if I wanna do blocks of colors or mixings, because I really do like these colors near each other. Also doing is I'm rechecking how wide these plants get, so 10 to 12 inches wide. And we know, look at this, they've got 2 plants in there. We're gonna cut that right in half. So then we can fit like 2 back there, versus this little guy, it's just we got the 1. So let's get them in the ground and then I'll show you what I did. Checking this one, I only feel fast as I can, but it is hot, it is humid, and the soil is super dry. And even the plants, the ones I've already got in the ground, just the amount of time it's taking to get them all in the ground, I can see them starting to wilt pretty bad. So I gotta finish this as fast as I can so that they can get a good drink. You know what's cool is on this melopodium, we actually got 4 plants out of it. They were all kind of, a couple of them were jammed right next to each other and the others, and once I started separating, I was like, oh wait, there's a whole nother plant over here. So this is one of the things where you can really maximize the dollars. When we're looking for those $1 trays, yes, they're great, but sometimes, like, right, spend the $8, you're gonna still get 4 plants if you're knowing what you're looking for. So you can still maximize your dollars to make your cottage garden too, just by doing a little bit of, just not taking what they give you the way they give it to you. Actually, you know what, I'm gonna do the other one so I can see how many total plants I've got. And the reason I'm using the buckets is to try to capture more of the dirt so it doesn't end up on the ground or on top of the mulch. While I have a big pile of mulch over there that I'm gonna come backfill in, probably not today, it'll help minimize the ability for some of those weeds to dump back in. All right, so we're gonna take our pot. I'm gonna stick it in my bucket. Just know that there's a bucket below you. And then we're gonna just start pulling apart. And this is also why we wanna kind of let our flowers dry out a little bit so they're easier to separate. If these were wet, they would totally fall apart on me and the roots would all be exposed. But now we got 3 more plants, so we got a total of 6 that we can pick and do stuff with. And let's just double check our measurements on these pentas. How far apart should they be? At least a foot apart. And if we would have taken this little 3 pot and put it in as is, that plant wouldn't last as long because those 3 plants are not a foot apart, just the pot is. So in the long run, that's why they die a lot faster. Fun fact. But this time, man, I got a whole bunch. So what was that? It was $8. We got 3 plants. Nice. 1, 2, 4. Okay. It's raining. It's drizzling. It's not really raining. But that's nice. I mean, it's not gonna be enough to water these flowers unless it starts really dumping, which I doubt. But at least it got the sun behind the clouds and a little bit of moisture's coming down. So last flower, replacing our blue dates. We're gonna try out our little Angelonia. We're gonna see how that goes. Oh my goodness, look at the root system bounce. Well, everybody's in, but how much space we filled with all those plants. I mean, it was a lot of plants, but because we divided, we covered a lot more area. We went actually further than I was planning. And this planting is jam-packed already. So now what I need to do is I need to get these guys really hydrated for the next couple of days to allow them to really set root, because I'll tell you, a lot of that soil was like loose sand. It is definitely, that water's gonna run right through. So we need to give them a lot of extra water so that they can get the roots in so that they can start holding the soil together and help us in the long run. And if you want to see from the beginning of this year's journey as we've recovered from the hurricanes, go ahead and click on this video right here. Wanting to learn more about plants that can survive and actually thrive during the drought season, go ahead and check out this video right here, which has over 30 native plants that thrive during drought season. Oh, and if you want to get the planner that helps me keep on track of what to plant, when to plant it, and plan my projects, go ahead and click right here. Okay, I'll see you soon. Bye. Whew, it's raining.